What's going on, everybody? Y'all already know the vibes, and I'm just gonna get right to the point. The Mutineers let me down, man. I know it's early in this season, I get that. I think I'm done, but let me save that for the next part, guys. I have to start with Mutineers versus Legion. They were the first match of the day, and I'm just gonna be blunt. I'm gonna keep it as simple as I possibly can. Maybe the Mutineers aren't that good. I was gassing them up. I really thought they were going to win this series 3-1. You know, I figured they had a bad series versus Toronto. They bounced back versus Gorillas, and, you know, they were going to keep it moving from there and beat the teams that they're supposed to beat. And it did not end that way. Not even close. They got absolutely bodied 3-0'd by the Legion. You know, the whole team was doing well. You know, I saw Classic go off. I saw Scraps go off, Aqua. So it was good to see. Maybe they're starting to gel, kind of get in sync with one another. But yeah, there's really not much to talk on. I mean, no one on the Mutineers played well at all. Just weird. They just don't look good. I'm not considering them, at least at this point in time, I am not considering them a top team. But moving on to the second match of the day, and that was the New York Subliners versus the London Royal Ravens. Now, I had this series 3-1 in favor of Subliners. My gut was telling me 3-0, but I had this series 3-1. And Subliners looked great. Okay, they exceeded my expectations. They came out, absolutely dominated the Royal Ravens. Wasn't really close at all. You know, it was good to see though, because like I said, they had a horrible loss, one of the worst ways you can lose versus the LA Thieves. So being able to bounce back, really just secure a win and close out the games, especially after I saw Clay talk about in the interview. You know, he had a meltdown yesterday on them because they were playing really bad in practice, and he was, you know, he's like, dude, we need to prove to everyone, not only to ourselves, we need to prove to everyone that we are a good team and we belong here. Blay looked like an absolute beast in this series. So did Asim. Asim is someone that I really want to talk on. He has been playing very good so far to start off the CDL season, which I love because he doesn't get the respect he deserves, especially as the aggressive sub, the entry sub. You know, it's a tough role, I keep telling y'all, and he's been playing lights out. So I love seeing that. They did 3-0 the Ravens. I had 3-1, but I'm still counting that as a dub. And then moving on to the last match of the day, guys, that was the Minnesota Rocker versus the Seattle Surge. And finally, Minnesota got on the board when it comes to hardpoint. Now, I did have Seattle winning the hardpoint, the first map, and then I had Rocker winning the next three. But damn, finally for Minnesota. Obviously, it comes against a team that isn't that great at hardpoint themselves, but this was good to see because they need to get better. They need to improve at hardpoint, specifically if they want to contend for championships. Minnesota went on to win the SND in a nail-biter round 11, so maybe Seattle Surge is an SND team because Minnesota is still undefeated, but this was a very close map. You had a great game out of accuracy and attach. On the side of Seattle, everyone was kind of around the same, around even. But, you know, it could have went either way. If it goes to round 11, either team has a fair shot at winning it. So maybe that is their strong point. And the raid control was also very close. I mean, they lost 3-2. The last round, I thought Seattle actually had it in the bag at certain points. They still lost the series 3-0. It still goes down as an L, and Minnesota gets a nice 3-0 victory. Now, once again, I did have Minnesota winning this series 3-1, but I'm counting this as a win. So for Wednesday's matches, guys, we're starting off with Dallas Empire versus London Royal Ravens. Obviously, if you look at the first match, you're thinking, oh, this is Dallas 3-0, which it probably is. It probably is. But I'm interested to see how Dallas bounces back after losing that series versus the Rocker. I'm not going to make something that it isn't. You know what I'm saying? Dallas is most likely going to win this year. 3-0, that's it. I don't care about the maps, none of that. Moving on to the second series of Seattle Surge versus the LA Thieves. This is where it gets interesting, okay? You already know I'm going to pick the LA Thieves to win. But it's not even a hot take. LA Thieves are the better team, okay? I do think LA Thieves are going to win, but I'm interested to see how this series goes because while the Thieves look like they are a way better team in the respawn, Seattle Surge looks solid in S&D. And I do think that that is probably the weakest mode for the LA Thieves right now. You know, they have great players for it, for S&D individually, but I just feel like something needs to click. I see them practicing all the time versus the challenger teams and doing like those best of 11s with S&Ds and everything. So I know they're putting the time in, which is great to see, but I don't want to go back-to-back 3-0s. Okay, that bit me in the ass when it came to my predictions for Tuesday. It wasn't 3-0s, it was 3-1s though. You know, I had 3-1, 3-1, 3-1. So I think there's going to be a little variety. I do believe Seattle Surge will steal one S&D. But I have this series going 3-1. I just think the Thieves are going to be way too good, way too powerful in respawn for the Seattle Surge, especially because Seattle Surges aren't that good at respawn in general. So it is what it is. I mean, if I get cooked in my comments for that prediction, I think y'all are capping. I don't know if there's anyone out there right now in the world that is picking Seattle Surge to win the series. But I have 3-1 LA Thieves. I do think Seattle Surge will take the S&D. I do. And it'll be interesting if they somehow make it to game 5. Watch, they're going to end up winning like 3-0 now that I'm saying that. Kind of like how I was gassing the Mutineers up and then they just got absolutely bodied by Legion. So it'll be interesting if this series does go to distance, does go to game 5, because their S&D may be the real deal. You know, maybe Sam wasn't capping on Twitter. He was telling the truth. They are an S&D team. So, but I still have 3-1. Final word, 3-1. And then moving on to the Toronto Ultra Chicago Optic series. I know, you know, both hard points were pretty close between FaZe and Optic. And the hard point was close between Toronto and FaZe. This is the one series that I think really comes down to the maps and everything else. Because I do have Toronto Ultra winning the S&D, winning that second map. But like, I'm just thinking in my head, do they win the first map? And this is going to be a hot take. Okay. I have Toronto Ultra. I've thought about it. I have the Ultra going up 2-0 in the series. I have them winning the first 2 maps. And then I have Optic coming back and proving that they are good at S&D, or at least not absolutely horrible, and getting the reverse sweep on the Toronto Ultra. I think Optic is too strong in respawns, okay? But it is very possible to easily lose a hard point, especially against a team like Toronto Ultra and the S&D, because Toronto Ultra looks damn good at S&D. But I think it'll kind of wake them up, get them into rhythm, and I think they're going to come back, win the next 3. It's going to go to that map 5 S&D, and they're going to win versus a very good S&D team in Toronto, and kind of silence the haters, maybe silence me for saying they're not that great at S&D. That's what I hope will happen. Thank you guys so much as always. If you didn't see today, well, yesterday, because this video is coming out tomorrow, I did post some pics of my 100 Thieves geoprint wrap on Instagram and Twitter. TJ, I know you can post the link somewhere. It looks unbelievable, man. I absolutely love it. I want to get your guys' opinions, even though most of you probably already have responded on Twitter or Instagram, whatever the case may be. But until I see y'all, until the next video, stay safe, stay healthy. I don't know why I say that. Why do I say that? But until the next video, guys, stay safe, keep it cool. I'm gonna see y'all when I see y'all. It is out.